It's your boy, Mike K. Smith, also known as A-Kiss, also known as the coolest guy in sports. I am back. We saw yesterday that millions of brackets got busted yesterday thanks to the Arizona Wildcats who choked and really didn't come ready to play from the tip. DeAndre Alton not tripping. He going to the NBA draft. That boy Trey Young couldn't put the team on his back once again. He was sizzling hot from three early, had 28 points, but his team was ultimately defeated in overtime. But I want to talk about the NCAA. I want to talk about how Charles Barkley said on national TV that I heard some of these idiots on TV say you got to pay the players. Well, that sounds great in theory. I don't know who you pay, the basketball team, the football team, the diving team, the swimming team. Now, this is the problem. This is the mindset the NCAA has that likes to trick the world and saying, oh, we don't know who to pay. Do we pay the swimming team? Do we pay the women's team? We don't know who they pay. But let's get down to it. What is an NCAA athlete? An NCAA athlete is an athlete that benefits for time to study and playing a sport that they love. So the NCAA is against paying players who bring in the most money, which are two sports are basketball and college football, which happen to be predominantly black. So non-revenue athletes who benefit from playing a sport and also having time to study benefit for this whole student-athlete mindset. Meanwhile, the requirement and expectations of revenue-generating athletes are far beyond non-revenue athletes, which leaves hardly any time to study. We all seen an NCAA commercial talk about going pro other than sports. These are students that never spend more 25 hours per week in practice and competition, coaches whose job is always to prioritize academics over athletics. So, in this case, many revenue-generating college athletes that spend double the time on a weekly basis on their sports and frequently are enrolled in fraudulent classes just to maintain their eligibility. Now, on the outside public, we see these kids getting on charter planes. We see these kids going to the best sports facilities, having the best trainers, having the best staff, and being on ESPN and CBS and getting treated like kings. So in our eyes, why would you pay these guys? But you pay these guys because the NCAA is getting billions of dollars. Now, this divide correlates to me, has to do with race. I'm going to keep it 100. We have big-time college sports players who are majority black teams entertaining majority white crowds, mostly white head coaches getting paid millions of dollars, and mostly black players don't make any money unless they do underlying deals under the table beyond their scholarships. Now, these students have little time for academics, therefore don't graduate on the same rates as the general student population or even non-revenue athletes. So, I believe that all this contributes to the undervaluing of black lives in American society and institution. They're good enough to come here and play the sport, but if they don't play the sport, they can't come here. For the ones that do not play a sport, they have to deal with questions on how did you get into the school or get questions asked, what sport do you play? This is the mindset where white privileged athletes who are playing non-revenue sports while earning a quality degree comes at the expense of literally paid for uneducationally unequal experience of mostly black football players and basketball players. So which means you have the new Jim Crow of the 21st century. Black athletes who generate the most revenue bust their ass with a 1% chance to go to the league for white kids to get a free education while playing the sport that they love and get called a student athlete. So, Charles Barkley, that's who you pay. You pay the athletes that are generating the most money. You don't pay the athletes who are predominantly white, who are getting the benefits of going to school and playing in sports and competitions for less than 25 hours a week. That's who you don't pay. So that whole issue of saying, oh, these idiots are saying fix the NCAA, but I don't know who you pay. Everybody knows who you pay. And it's, the NCAA is using that mindset, the mindset that Charles Barkley has, to not pay athletes. And when I mean athletes, I mean the players that are bringing in the most money, the most green, the most cheese, millions and millions and millions of dollars to these universities and to the NCAA itself. So it's your boy, Mike K. Smith. Let me know what you think. Do you think the NCAA is a new Jim Crow? Do you think they need to pay revenue-generated athletes? Let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gone, man.